somehow I returned. So I really dropped off the grid there for a while, but I'm here to say that 2025 is going to be kind of a big year, at least in theory. We are working now under our company name Minor Disaster Games. Officially registered last year. That's me, my partner, and my brother, all working together to try and launch our board games designs, our board games of our own design. I fumbled my way through that one. Our first game, Trouble on the Tempest, will hopefully have its Kickstarter launch in the middle of this year. We're hoping to time it around the UK Games Expo. Again, there's a lot of factors as to the definitive kind of, I can't 100% say that we're definitely going to launch there, but that's currently what our objective is. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. We're trying to hit as many conventions as we can. We're hitting HandyCon in about a week. We're going to be doing, I'm looking at my calendar, it's up on the wall, TwinCon next month. We've got Paradise in March, hopefully maybe Bedford Tabletop Expo. I haven't double checked if that one's still going on. We're basically going to try and hit as many conventions this year as we can. Also private events and clubs and anywhere we can do board games, playtest events, things like that. Anywhere that board games are happening, we're going to try and hit there if we can make it. Because when the Kickstarter is launched, we're selling the game. Kickstarter is basically a storefront, online storefront, that our game will then effectively be on sale and you can buy it, and that's pretty wild. It's pretty wild that we're approaching that point, as there's so much that has to kind of go smoothly between now and then. But we've been working this for a long time, and hopefully, yeah, we're pretty solid, right? We've got everything in place, all the designs, all just fine-tuning and polishing. I'm trying to write the rulebook at the moment to make sure it makes sense and people can learn it, testing that so that people can learn it without our input or me coaching them. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But yeah, that's our whole thing. Also, of course, working on the next game design, as well as some other smaller design ideas, because you've got to have your next project ready to go. It's no good to just kind of sit on your laurels and just have this one and hope that, hey, yeah, it'll make £1 million and we'll be fine. No, got to have the next project ready to go as quick as possible out the gate as soon as this one's underway. We've got to be hit the ground running and get the next one. So working on other game designs as well as working on the mega game design much more seriously at the moment. We had a couple of successful runs and some playtest runs, but also a few runs that fell through. Sometimes lack of ticket sales, sometimes just life just kind of got in the way, and I think there's a lack of commitment to the schedule. Sometimes we just weren't able to confirm things far enough in advance. There's just several factors seemed to block the continued running of the game, which is bothersome, because the two runs that we did have, two full proper runs, did go really well, and we've got a lot of good feedback and notes from those runs that we think I can polish up a more definitive version of the game, so that once I've got a proper game written, because it's a little bit it's difficult to playtest a mega game because it's a game that requires 20 to 40 players, at least that's what our one is. So it's very hard to playtest that until you get it in front of a big group of people who are actually running it, to see how everything works and how everything flows, and then the players can find ways to break the game and things like that. But I think we've got to a point where we can hopefully polish that one up and get a more definitive rule set out that we can just kind of do little adjustments to. So yeah, it'd be great to run that a few times this year. That would be fantastic. I'm kind of looking towards more April, May, June, August, kind of somewhere between April and August, maybe get couple of runs of that would be amazing. But yeah, working on that at the moment, the next version of that, version 2.0 I'm calling it. I'll be doing a video soon to talk more in detail about that. That's the Secrets of Arkham mega game, if anybody hasn't seen me talk about that before. It's a mega game, basically a sort of half role-playing, half board game. You can look at Shut Ups and Downs videos on it, or find other videos online about what mega games are, but they're sort of hybrid board game role-playing games with a massive amount of players who are all taking on roles. In my version, it's set in Arkham, Lovecraft's Arkham, and the players take on roles from someone's the mayor, they're paramedics, people are the police force, the Miskatonic University. You're taking on a role somewhere in the city, you've got your own objectives, and you're trying to keep the city afloat while dealing with the Lovecraftian horrors that are happening. So it's a big group game of just kind of chaos. There's no winners, losers as such. It's just about, it's kind of like a LARP in a lot of ways, like a very low commitment LARP. You don't have to go costumes or camp out in the woods for a weekend. You can just kind of come for this maybe 6-ish hour day, and just kind of take on a role and see what you can make out of it. I'm still doing the start playing games thing. If you want to sign up to any of the games there, though, again, there'll be a link in the description below on start playing games. I'm not pushing that too hard at the moment, just because it's quite, I'm finding it quite flaky as a platform. Like, it's quite hard to lock down players. I've had a few games run, and wonderful players, and I had a lot of fun running games for them, and still am. But yeah, every now and then there's just a game that just falls apart. Players just drop out, or they just ghost suddenly, and it's just sort of, it's frustrating to have to deal with that on the platform, and it kind of makes me just want to stop bothering, because you put a lot of effort and kind of thought into this, and then sometimes players just vanish, or they never reply, or they sign up and don't know what to do about that. So yeah, it's not the most reliable platform, and I'm not running D&D, which I assume is slightly easier to get going because D&D dominates the market, but I don't want to run it because it's a boring game. So I'm not advertising D&D on there. I'm advertising other games, a little bit more niche, so I guess it's going to be slightly harder for me to find an audience. But yeah, I'm getting a little burnt out with trying to get games started on there. The games I have managed to get started have been a lot of fun, but actually getting a game started can be quite a frustrating experience. But as the title of this video says, 2025 is all about games. I'm doing all these game things. I've got regular life as well, because I don't make a living off of doing this, not yet anyway. But it's yeah, it's just going to be all about producing our games and working on our games. Kickstarter link will be below. It's just in the pre-launch at the moment, so you can follow it and keep an eye on it. It will notify you when it's ready to go. As I said, I've been away from the YouTube for a while. Apologies to my followers for that, but yeah, if you find this rambly video as your first introduction to me, I make games. I'm trying to make games anyway, and I run games and I talk about games, talk a lot about RPGs. Check out all my other videos. Please, like and subscribe and all the YouTubey things. It'd be great. But I wanted to just get a little rambly kind of video to get back into the rhythm of making videos. Just a quick little ramble to the camera, just to say 2025 is all about games. I'm here to do games, lots more games. I can only say the word games so many times before it loses all meaning. And I thought just a simple kind of natter to camera is going to be the easiest way to easing back into the YouTube, something I can quickly edit together and just chuck up and be like, hey, I'm here. I've still got the whole season. I'm aware that I still haven't put out season 1 of the Fate actual play series that we recorded. I'm a terrible person. I will make a video about that, but there's just hit a lot of speed bumps, but I need to just kind of bite the bullet and just plow through them. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a separate video at some point just before the launch, and I'm going to do that very soon. I absolutely swear. I've said it before, but I absolutely swear I'm going to launch it. Also, I have a new camera, so hopefully I'm in even higher definition, so you can see the true scraggliness of my beard. But yeah, it'd be good to see what this looks like and how well this performs. This is kind of a test of that. So yeah, so that's just me with a quick check-in. Thank you for watching, if indeed you bothered to watch. I'll have some properly scheduled videos coming out soon, but please do check out all of my links below. I'll put a link to HandyCon and TwinCon and Paradise and all these things that we are hopefully attending in the coming months. And yeah, then look out for the UK Games Expo. We're going back with a proper full stand. This time we'll have the game, and the Kickstarter will be launched or launching, and that's the plan. And yeah, it'll be a whole massive thing. We're putting everything towards that at the moment. It's gonna be stressful and also fun. Can it be both? We'll find out. Press the YouTube buttons that make me feel like I've actually accomplished something. Let me know any questions you have in the comments, and hopefully I will see you for more structured content in the future, and maybe some games. The end.